Okay, so this is worksheet 14, question, go please. Question 11, 12, 13, right? So let's look at this various reaction first, okay? So hopefully you have gotten your notes and the worksheet review. Okay, so let's discuss a little bit. If you look at the 4 diagrams here, the first diagram, what does it resemble? What comes to mind when you see this? We learn about some processes, right, for separation. Okay. So the first one over here is something you should be quite familiar with, as well as the last one over here. Hello, Sabika. So what do you think is the first and the fourth one? Want to try? What kind of process is that? Okay, so there's this brown solution is like heated, right? Heated, then after that, there's a liquid that appears in the other test tube. So what kind of separation process does it look like that you are familiar with? Any idea? We learn things like magnetic separation. We learn things like filtration. We also learn things like evaporation. Okay, then last lesson, we learn about chromatography. We learn about distillation, isn't it? So which one do you think this first one over here looks like? How about the fourth one? Savika, you are correct. Okay, so Savika got it. So she said that the first one actually resembles distillation. Why distillation? Because you see, in distillation, we learn something about the solvent being extracted, right? Being taken out of the mixture. So in this case, when you heat this solution, which is brown, you're going to see the vapor forming. Okay, when it boils, and then the vapor is going to enter this tube here, this delivery tube, and it will condense and get collected as liquid A. Very good. So Savika, you are right. How about the fourth one? Do you all know what is the fourth one over here representing? I think it's a very straightforward one. No, we all know this. Yeah. So what is that? Yes, correct. Yeah. Yes, that's right. Okay, Jared, you got it. Evan got it. Okay, Savika also got it. Heidi, yes, that's right. So this is filtration. So in filtration, what do you call the liquid that actually comes out? What is the term used for this liquid? Yeah, so we know, okay, the term for the liquid that comes out after filtration has been carried out is called filtrate. So this colorless liquid D is called filtrate. And what is the thing that is trapped in the filter paper? Yes, that's right. Okay, Jared says the residue, which is also sand. You are correct. Evan, you are also right. Okay. Yep, good. So, but a general term is actually the residue. Okay, but then we all know lah, because it's already given, the mixture here is sand and water. So we can say that this is water and then this is sand, right? Okay, so distillation, when we come to distillation, what is this liquid term as? What is this liquid term as? Filtration, we call it the filtrate. So distillation, the liquid that comes out, we will call it the very similar, filtration is filtrate. So distillation will be? Yeah, that's right. Jared, you remember that? Good. So filtration, we get filtrate. Distillation, we get distillate. Right now. So can we call that? If you cannot, don't worry. Now is the time for you to remember all these things. I want to tell you, okay, so for another two set of the experimental setup, okay, the one at the bottom left over here is actually a process where we call this, okay, you see a colorless solution added to another colorless solution. Then after that, white solid appear. This process is actually known as precipitation. Precipitation, why call precipitation? Because the solid that has been formed, right, is termed as the precipitate. You actually will learn this only in the secondary 3. Yeah, in sec 3, not now. Okay, but then since it's in the worksheet, I will address it, okay? And then this part here, you have solution E and then solid F. Actually, this part is showing you that F can no longer dissolve. Okay, F can no longer dissolve. E is actually a saturated solution. All right, so this is the saturated solution and this is the solute, excess solute. Okay, so let me just show you how this precipitation process look like. Can just give me 1 minute. All right. There are many precipitation reaction. Okay, this is just one of them. Another one is this saturated solution. So what is the saturated solution? Do you all still recall? Still recall? So in this case, maybe I don't show you as well 3 minutes. Let me see. I don't want to spend 3 minutes. So these girls are actually just adding the substance in, okay? I think this is salt or is it sugar? So they keep adding and stirring, then adding and stirring until it can no longer dissolve. All right, so after that, they determine already, let me see. Yeah, this part here. Okay, so when a substance cannot be dissolved further in a solution, then that solution will be a saturated solution. So you can still see some of these solid here, not dissolving. So this is the case where we have the saturated solution and whatever settles at the bottom can't be dissolved anymore is the excess solute. Is it okay? Can? Right, so let's come back to our worksheet here. All right. So over here, we have already defined all the various terms, right? So when we go into our question, it's a lot easier. So which is the filtrate? Which is the filtrate? We talked about that just now. Yeah, Evan, do you still remember what we went through earlier over here? Which one is the filtrate? You should be able to identify, yeah? So what is the filtrate here? Type in the answer if you can. Then for precipitate. Okay, precipitate. Heidi, can you do the precipitate? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so this is C. Yeah, and this is D, correct? The water. Okay, you are supposed to put in the letters. So don't worry, Evan. Even though you put down the compound, yeah, you went one step ahead. Now, which one is the distillate then? Jared? Which one is the distillate? Go by the alphabet. And then after that, residue. Savika, can you do residue? So which alphabet here shows you the residue? Yes, that's right. Okay, so this is A. And Savika, it says it's G. And then saturated solution. I think saturated solution is also pretty obvious here. Right. Evan, were you trying to look for last week's worksheet? You are, huh? Okay. I will send you this one later. Okay. Right after I completed this, I will send over in the chat. So if you are panicking, cannot find it, don't worry. Okay. It will be given to you. Because this is different from last week's one. I added extra things in. Okay. So we can go through. Yep. So don't worry. Yeah. Oh, you found it. Great. you would have realized that you printed many copies, right? Because they go part by part, so many pages. Yeah. So last one, saturated solution. Who wants to try? Just type your answer in. Which is the saturated solution? I think we already determined that. Yes. Okay, so F is not being asked over here, but I already told you what's F, right? It's the solute that is in excess. Okay, so yes, this is the answer. Let's go on. I want you to identify the laboratory apparatus. Identify as in you must tell me the name. Okay, starting from the left, what do we have? Starting from the left, what do we have? Maybe we go down the row again. Evan, since you already identified E just now, right? Okay, you did this, measuring cylinder. Okay, thank you. So measuring cylinder. The next one, I want Jared to do it. So yes, this is measuring cylinder. Okay, so Jared, you can do the next one. Okay. What is this particular apparatus known as? Okay, next will be Savika. Okay, so Savika do the third one. Heidi, you do the fourth one, okay? Then Evan, you do the one at the top here. Okay, so this is by Evan. Okay. Okay. Savika, you want to try this one, last one here? Yeah, okay, you try this one. Now, what is the third one over here? So now, it can be boiling tube, correct? But if it's the smaller version, because it doesn't look that fat to be the boiling tube. This looks like a slimmer version, the normal one that we use. Yeah, see, Samika, you know what? It's correct. Okay, yeah. So both actually I will accept lah, but then this one should be the test tube because I also look at the questions that is being asked. Okay, the boiling tube is fatter. But if let's say you can't really gauge the size, right? Because these are not in proportion, you know. The measuring cylinder is this size, the pipette is this size. Okay, Jared, don't worry. This is actually known as the pipette. All right. And then the Heidi, do you know the fourth one? It's a burette. That's right. And the last one over here, below this beaker that Evan has identified. Last one, okay. Actually, to be very, very precise, it's not called the evaporating dish. Evaporating dish is very curved. Okay, evaporating dish is very, very curved. Yeah. In your textbook, I think in your textbook it's probably called the crucible, if I'm not wrong, because a student was telling me. Okay, but the very correct one or the most accurate term for it is called the watch glass. It's a very, very shallow dish, which is clear. Okay, it's actually called the watch glass. But if your teacher asks you to name it the crucible, you just name it accordingly because it will be marked correct. Clear? They actually have a few terms for this particular one, but the rest cannot. Okay, so evaporating dish is opaque, in fact. I think you all have already tried evaporating something in school, right? Evaporating dish, let me show you. It looks like this. Okay, quick one. This actually looks like that. Okay, so this is the evaporating dish. Use it before, right? So this is not clear, it's opaque. Yeah, the watch glass is in fact the clear version. Like if you have worn contact lens before, it looks like a bigger version of the contact lens. Okay, a big version of the contact lenses. All right, so let's come back to this. Pipette looks like this. Okay, I cannot find a photo that comes without all these water marking. but doesn't matter. So a pipette looks like this. This is called a